Hi, thank you for coming for Packages Anywhere and They're Yours. I'm Adam Culp. Application design is hard, and it's too easy to fall into common pitfalls. Modules are an attractive way to separate logic and make architecture cleaner. However, this presents difficulties in preventing cross-cutting concerns in regards to logic and configuration. Following common design practices, it's easy to end up with a monolithic application to facilitate communication and sharing of these concerns. Another practice of late is having multiple applications or microservices, housing them in a single repository. This is known as having a mono repo. Doing so makes maintenance concerns easier to wrangle in some situations. While this can be beneficial, it can also present negative trade-offs. Application design is also very difficult in other considerations, such as security, to ensure sensitive information is handled correctly. Configuration is best handled in a way that makes it easier to use across an application, such as being stored in the environment or in environmental variables. By designing modules to not rely on other modules, it ensures better security, less spaghetti code, and easier reuse. With a little forethought, applications can be much simpler because less code is written to accommodate unknowns. Similar to test-driven design, where you write the tests first and then write the code to satisfy the tests, applications tend to be a lot simpler, a lot more concise. Resulting code is more testable because of the simplicity, and deployments are much simpler and easier because we only need to deploy a portion that has been updated versus deploying everything. All of these topics may be handled better by small, reusable packages. Then, using package and dependency managers to only load and include what is actually needed. Packages are easy to create, especially with most new modern services like GitHub, GitLab, and others, offering their own take on packages. And most of these offerings include automation as well as connectivity. Using packages promotes less duplication of code. You build what you need, package it up, and then pull it into an application that needs the functionality. Packages also make it easier to separate concerns by keeping data, configuration, and logic required for a specific application within the package, or keeping it within the environment and then the package using it from there. As a side effect, we also gain versioning for specific functionality in the process. Package managers can use specific versions for each application depending on the package and its given needs. Modern package and dependency managers make it simple and easy to house your packages anywhere, while including them in your application only as needed. Proprietary information or trade secrets can be kept in a private, secure location and pulled into the application along with public packages. By automating deployment pipelines, we can pull all of it together from these various locations. There's no need to house your packages publicly if you don't need to. Here is a common path of what it might look like to embrace packages in your development. To modernize an application or include packages into a legacy codebase, here are the steps I would take. The first step is consolidate your configurations. Get those tied up in a way that it's much easier to use those across multiple packages without storing that information in a repository or in the package. An easy way to do that is by using a secrets manager, such as AWS or Heroku. There are other offerings out there. Those are just a couple that I'm mentioning here. With these things, you can connect from your application to the secrets manager and pull the secrets as needed for storing in your environment. Which brings up step number 2. Using the config from the environment. So as you're pulling this information from your configuration or secrets manager, you then store it in the environment, in environmental variables, so that way the application can use it, whether it's from a package or whether it's from the application that is including the package. And then you're ready to create your package. There are many ways to create the package, depends on the service provider you're using or if you're doing it all in-house. Again, many different providers offer this, GitLab, GitHub, and some others. I have created an example and have a video out there on my YouTube channel, Beachcast, that shows creating a package from start to finish. And I'll give you a link to that a little bit later. That's a little bit beyond the scope of what I'm able to show in a fast presentation like this. So I recommend you go watch that video for the nuts and bolts of A to Z how to do it. Now, step 4 is where once you've got your packages, you've got everything in place, then you refactor your application. We refactor the application to use the new package, pull it into the code base, typically during deployment, during some automated deployment, and then we're ready to use it. And then, of course, the final step, be happy. You've got your application built. You're now using packages. Everything's a lot cleaner. Your configurations are much smoother. Your pipelines are able to deploy a lot better, and you can relax and have some fun. As I said, unfortunately, this is a very short time period for this presentation. So I have a video out on my YouTube channel, Beachcast, and this is the link to it. Now, in this example, it's using GitHub and creating a package. And doing so, it's just creating a Docker image and creating a package with that Docker image. But please check that out. I would encourage that. One thing that you'll notice is that it not only puts a package out there for Docker Hub to use, but it also enables packages or the package from GitHub as well. So there's a couple different examples there. Now, when you're creating packages, what you'll find is that you'll want to automate that process of creating the package and keeping it updated. That's where GitHub Actions come in the case of GitHub. Using Actions, you can automate the process of anytime a commit or pull request is satisfied in your code base, then update the package accordingly. I have a public package out there, and you can find that on my GitHub /AdamCulp/PHP-code-quality. And if you go to /actions, you can see the actions there. I've created that in such a way that it can be called in and create a Docker container to facilitate running code quality tools against PHP or a PHP application. So check that out. It's again, you'll want to use some sort of automated process to keep your packages up to date. When it comes to actions, you'll want to create a workflow in some place like GitHub, and that is basically going to be the action. GitHub makes it really easy. There's a lot of pre-built templates and starting points for creating the action to do this. And so check those out. You can click on Create Workflow in the Actions tab of any repo, and then you can go to this page and see all the beginning points that make it so easy to use the actions and create the workflow. And then once you have the package created, then it'll be listed on the given repository in the GitHub site. On the right-hand side, scroll down a little bit and you'll see that there's a packages section, and you can see the package is listed there. In this case, I'm showing just a quick little snippet of the one that I've been showing the last couple of slides, which is PHP-code-quality. And you can see that is there as a package waiting for folks to use it. So I want to thank you very much for coming and listening. Again, unfortunately, this is a short time period, so I wasn't able to show a hands-on example in such a short time frame. But please go out and check out that video on Beachcast on YouTube, and then you can see how to do it from start to finish. I encourage that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all later.